Have you ever wondered about the secrets to truly satisfying your partner in bed? Or why some women feel more comfortable with certain types of intimacy, while others don't? Well, you're in for a treat today in this video. We're diving deep into fascinating and little-known facts about female sexuality, facts that can completely transform your intimate relationships. Stick with us until the end, because we'll be revealing powerful techniques to help overcome premature ejaculation and take your love life to the next level. You won't want to miss a single detail before we dive in. If you haven't already subscribed, I encourage you to click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss any of our valuable content. Your support truly means the world to us. And if you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It helps us reach more people. If you enjoy the content, please leave a comment with one below. If not, drop a 0 to let us know how we can improve. Now let's get started. Have you ever wondered why some women experience discomfort during intimate moments? It's actually more common than you might think, especially for women with larger breasts. For some, certain positions can cause physical strain or discomfort, and it can even affect the overall experience. Men may ejaculate more quickly, and for some women, this can disrupt the flow of intimacy. It's a good reminder that when it comes to sexual pleasure, every woman's body responds differently, and it's important to listen and adjust to what feels best. Now, here's something that might surprise you. Did you know that a kiss on the stomach can be incredibly stimulating? It might not be the first place people think of when it comes to AU zones, but for many women, a tender kiss on the stomach can be far more exciting than a kiss on the ear or neck. It's all about finding those little moments of connection that don't always follow the typical playbook of what intimacy should look like. Speaking of things, people don't often talk about intimacy during a woman's menstrual period. While some men may not show as much enthusiasm during this time, many women actually enjoy sex during their period. The increased blood flow can heighten sensitivity, making it a unique experience. Every woman's body is different, so communication about comfort levels is key when navigating intimacy during this time. And here's another one: about 40% of women believe foreplay should start with nipple stimulation. The nipples are one of the most sensitive parts of a woman's body, and gently stimulating them can set the stage for the rest of the experience. It's important to remember that foreplay isn't just a checklist. It's about connecting with your partner and discovering what feels good for both of you. Now let's talk hydration. It's a simple tip that a lot of people overlook, but staying hydrated before intimacy can actually make a big difference in your chances of reaching orgasm. When your body is properly hydrated, everything works better, from energy levels to how responsive your body is to touch. So before getting into the moment, make sure you're both feeling good and ready. Now here's a little trick that might change the way you think about intimacy: using blindfolds. I know it might sound a bit out of the ordinary, but blindfolding your partner can actually intensify the sensations you both experience. Taking away the sense of sight heightens the other senses, touch, sound, even smell, and can make orgasms feel more intense. It's a fun, simple way to add a bit of adventure and mystery to your time together. And let's be real, it doesn't hurt to try something new. Now and then, it's also important to remember that no one is born knowing everything about pleasure. Achieving excellence in the bedroom often comes with experience and a willingness to communicate openly with your partner. The key is being willing to learn together, to share feedback without judgment, and to always aim to make the experience more fulfilling for each other. Every relationship is a journey, and the more you explore together, the deeper your connection will become. Now, speaking of love, when a man is truly in love, he might not always talk about it directly, but you can often tell by his actions when he's proud of his partner. He might talk about you to his friends, reflect his affection through his demeanor, or show his appreciation in subtle ways. It's these little gestures that build the emotional foundation of intimacy. And when a woman is attracted to a man, she often speaks in a softer, more tender tone, which is a clear indication of her deep affection. Let's shift gears a little and talk about something many of us experience after intimacy: the post-orgasm glow after climax. It's not uncommon for people to feel incredibly relaxed, almost ready to drift into sleep. You may not know this, but during orgasm, Your heart rate can soar to an exhilarating 180 beats per minute compared to a cal's 60 beats per minute. When you're just resting, the surge of adrenaline and energy is one of the reasons why people feel so content afterward. It's nature's way of helping you unwind. Now here's a fun fact: about 18% of women can reach orgasm without any external assistance. That means for some women, it's all about mental stimulation or the right set of circumstances. It's a reminder that every person's body responds differently, and sometimes the key to orgasm is more about mindset and connection than anything physical. It's all part of the beauty and mystery of intimacy. What works for one person might not be the same for another, and that's perfectly okay. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked, but incredibly important. The role of toys in the bedroom. Introducing a toy or even just using your fingers can be a game changer, especially when it comes to clitoral stimulation. For many women, direct clitoral stimulation is the key to orgasm, and using tools like vibrators can make a huge difference. In fact, around 80% of women find that vibrators help them reach orgasm more consistently. It's a simple way to enhance your intimate moments, whether you're alone or with a partner. But let's not forget that everyone has their own preferences. The missionary position, believe it or not, remains the favorite for about 80% of women. Why? Because it's comfortable, familiar, and often provides just the right angle for pleasure. However, standing intercourse can also help extend the duration of sex and speed up a woman's orgasm. It's all about finding what works for you and your partner, and then exploring those options together. Here's an interesting thought. Natural lubricants like saliva can really intensify sensations, but it's important to use them carefully. Applying too much directly to sensitive areas can sometimes cause discomfort, but when used right, they can make everything feel smoother, making the experience more enjoyable for both partners. It's all about balance, finding that sweet spot where everything feels just right. Now, let's take a moment to address something serious: safety during sex. There have been over 600 reported cases of strangulation during sex in the United States. This serves as a reminder to always be cautious and communicate openly about boundaries and comfort levels. It's easy to get caught up in the moment, but prioritizing safety and mutual respect is crucial for ensuring that both partners feel safe and respected during intimate moments. Lastly, I know many of you might be familiar with the doggy-style position, but here's a surprising twist. Avoiding it might help men prolong their endurance during intercourse. It's true, some positions put more pressure on the man's body, making it more difficult for him to control his arousal. So by exploring other options, couples can find the best ways to make sure both partners enjoy the experience, no matter the position. Let's continue with some fascinating insights. One thing many people don't realize is that overstimulating the clitoris can actually lead to discomfort. It's a sensitive area, and like any other part of the body, it needs time to recover after intense stimulation. Just like how men need a brief rest after climax, women might also need to take a moment to let their clitoris recover. The key here is to pay attention to your partner's cues and give them the space they need to enjoy the moment fully. Now let's talk about a very common sexual fantasy: oral sex. Interestingly, both men and women often fantasize about it, but the likelihood of both partners reaching orgasm simultaneously is relatively low. This doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy it, though. In fact, it's all about savoring the experience rather than focusing on the end result. The connection that oral sex fosters is just as valuable as the orgasm itself. It's an opportunity for deep intimacy, trust, and understanding. Here's something else that might surprise you. Erotic sensations travel from the skin to the brain at a maximum speed of approximately 230 kilometers per hour. That's faster than a speeding car. It's no wonder why physical touch during intimacy can have such a powerful impact. These sensations are not just physical, they also trigger emotional responses, which is why intimacy often feels like a mental and physical experience at the same time. Moving on to something that might resonate with many women. Age research has shown that women over the age of 30 often exhibit a heightened interest in anal sex. It's true, as women mature, they become more open to experimenting with different forms of pleasure. For many, this exploration is about deepening their connection with their partner and discovering new dimensions of sexual satisfaction. However, it's important to note that not every woman will feel the same, so mutual communication is essential. Lastly, let's talk about something that's a little more psychological in nature: the difference in how men and women experience pleasure. For many women, psychological pleasure often follows physical pleasure. In contrast, men tend to experience the opposite. This highlights the importance of emotional connection in the bedroom. When a woman feels emotionally secure, she's often able to experience physical pleasure on a deeper level, and that emotional satisfaction feeds into the physical one. Understanding this difference can help partners become more attuned to each other's needs, creating a more fulfilling and harmonious sexual experience. Let's keep going with some more intriguing points. Here's one that might surprise you. Many men actually find themselves more aroused in the morning. That's right. Morning arousal is a common experience, and it ties back to natural hormonal fluctuations. Testosterone levels are typically higher in the morning, which can result in increased libido. It's one of those small yet fascinating details that can influence the timing of intimacy and the energy level in the bedroom. On the topic of kissing, did you know that men are usually the ones to initiate kisses before sex, while women are more likely to kiss afterward? It's interesting how subtle, unspoken patterns emerge in relationships. Kissing before sex can be a way for men to show affection and desire, while kissing afterward can symbolize a deeper emotional connection for women, reflecting tenderness and satisfaction. Understanding these small nuances can help deepen intimacy and make every moment more meaningful. Now let's talk about something that's been around for thousands of years. Sex toys. They've actually been a part of human history for over 30,000 years. The oldest known examples were discovered in German caves, and they showed just how long people have been exploring ways to enhance their pleasure. Sex toys aren't just a modern phenomenon. They've been tools for personal pleasure and even self-discovery throughout history. It's fascinating to think about how our ancestors were using these objects, long before we had the technology we do today when it comes to what women desire in a partner. Research shows that strength, decisiveness, intelligence, and self-assurance are all traits that many women find attractive. It's not just about physical appearance, it's about the confidence a person exudes. Women often seek partners who provide a sense of security and trust, and these qualities can create a deep emotional and physical bond. This insight can help us understand what truly matters in building a connection with our significant others. However, there's something interesting to consider. When it comes to oral sex, many women dislike having their heads or hair held during it. While it might be a common image in movies or fantasies, the reality is that comfort and control are key. Many women prefer to guide the experience themselves, and feeling restrained can hinder the pleasure and intimacy. This is another reason why communication is so important. What works for one person may not work for another. Being mindful of your partner's preferences and boundaries can significantly improve the overall experience. So if you're still watching and enjoying these insights, let me know by commenting the number 2 below. It's great to hear your thoughts on how these revelations might be enhancing your understanding of intimacy. Now let's dive into something that's really important when it comes to sexual health and relationships. Safe sex. We've all heard the phrase better safe than sorry. And when it comes to intimacy, it really rings true. Did you know that there have been at least 600 reported cases of strangulation during sex in the United States alone? It might sound shocking, but it underscores the need for caution and awareness of potential risks. Always prioritize safety in any sexual activity, making sure both you and your partner are comfortable and that boundaries are respected. Speaking of safety, one of the most common, yet often misunderstood sexual preferences is anal sex. Many women over the age of 30 report a growing interest in it, and it's important to understand that this interest doesn't necessarily follow a clear pattern. It's a personal choice, just like anything else in the bedroom for some. It's an opportunity to explore new sensations, and for others, it's something they may not be as inclined to try. The key here is mutual respect and open conversation. If you're considering experimenting with this or any other type of intimacy, make sure you talk to your partner first to ensure you're both on the same page. Let's shift gears a bit and talk about sensuality and desire. Did you know that psychological pleasure often follows physical pleasure for many people, but for men, it's usually the reverse. When women experience sexual satisfaction, it's often accompanied by a rush of emotional connection. On the other hand, men might find that their emotional satisfaction comes after physical pleasure, not necessarily before. Understanding how each person's mind and body respond to intimacy can create a more satisfying experience for both partners. Now here's something that may surprise you. Women who frequently use sex toys are often more satisfied in their sex lives. Studies show that these women report higher sexual desire, experience more frequent orgasms, and tend to face fewer sexual issues overall. Using toys isn't just about adding variety to the bedroom. It can also help women feel more in tune with their bodies, helping them better communicate their desires with their partners. If you haven't yet experimented with toys, it might be something worth exploring together as a couple. Finally, sexual intimacy, when done with mutual love, respect, and understanding, can be one of the most rewarding experiences in life. So, if you're still here and enjoying this journey with me, leave a comment within number 3 below. Let me know what you found most interesting so far, and don't forget to hit that like button as we wrap up. Always remember that intimacy is a personal journey. There's no right or wrong when it comes to discovering what works for you and your partner. Each of us has different preferences, boundaries, and desires. And the most important thing, communication. Let your partner know what you need, listen to what they need, and make your sexual relationship a safe and open space for both of you. All right? Let's continue on this journey of understanding intimacy with some more fascinating insights. Now, have you ever noticed how kissing can be such a powerful tool for connection? It's not just about passion, it's about bonding. Studies show that when partners kiss, their bodies release oxytocin, the love hormone which helps strengthen emotional bonds. Kissing can set the tone for deeper connection and intimacy, making it a simple yet profound way to show affection. Remember, it's not just about where you kiss, but how you kiss. The tenderness and the time spent on each kiss can create a more emotional and intimate experience, not just a physical one. Speaking of affection, have you ever noticed that some women wrap their legs around their partner during sex? It's a gesture that says a lot more than it seems. This subtle but powerful act often signals a desire for deeper connection. It's not just about pleasure. It's a way of signaling emotional closeness and vulnerability. It's something many women do instinctively to feel more intimate and connected with their partner. So next time you're with your partner, notice the little ways they try to deepen your connection. Whether it's through touch words or gestures like this. Let's talk about orgasms for a moment. You might not realize it, but only a small percentage of women actually achieve orgasm purely through vaginal intercourse. In fact, research shows that many women require additional stimulation, like clitoral stimulation, to reach orgasm. It's completely normal, and it highlights the importance of understanding your body and your partner's. Don't be afraid to communicate openly about what feels good. The more you know each other's bodies, the better the experience will be for both of you. So if you're not already aware of what works for you, take the time to explore and communicate those preferences. Now here's something that might surprise you. The spooning position is actually one of the best ways to stimulate the female peak of pleasure. This position allows for close, intimate contact, making it ideal for deep emotional connection while still providing ample stimulation. It's a comfortable, relaxed position that lets you stay connected both physically and emotionally. If you haven't already, give it a try. Next time you're together, it's a simple yet effective way to enjoy each other's company. And lastly, vibrators. Yes, these little devices can make a big difference. Women who use vibrators for clitoral stimulation often report higher sexual desire, more frequent orgasms, and fewer sexual issues. It's not just about pleasure either. Vibrators can help women feel more connected to their bodies, which in turn can improve their relationship with their partner. It's important to remember that there's no one-size-fits-all approach when it comes to sexual pleasure. Every woman is different, and what works for one person may not work for another. But vibrators can definitely be a fun tool to explore together. So if you're still here with me, and you're finding these tips helpful, let me know by commenting the number 3 below. And don't forget to hit the like button. If you found this video helpful, let's keep this conversation going and continue learning about how to enhance intimacy and connection with your partner. The journey never really ends, and it's always is worth investing in your relationship. All right, let's dive into some more insights that can truly elevate your understanding of intimacy. Sexual health and satisfaction often go hand in hand with emotional well-being. You might have heard that a lack of physical intimacy in a relationship can actually lead to dissatisfaction, and in some cases, even infidelity. It's important to realize that intimacy isn't just about physical touch. It's a key part of emotional connection. If you're in a long-term relationship, sometimes it can be easy to overlook the importance of maintaining that physical bond. But the truth is, regular affection and physical closeness are crucial to maintaining a strong, fulfilling connection with your partner. Moving on to something many people overlook: when women feel desired, they're often more likely to express that desire through actions like wrapping their legs around their partner during sex. It's a simple yet powerful gesture that reflects a desire for deeper connection. This is just one of many ways women can show emotional closeness, and it's a reminder that intimacy is both physical and emotional being. Mindful of these small gestures can help you better understand what your partner wants and what they need to feel more connected to you. Now here's a fun fact that can completely shift your view on intimacy. Did you know that about 18% of women are capable of reaching orgasm without any external assistance? That means they can do it purely through vaginal intercourse, which isn't as common as you might think. This goes to show how varied and individual sexual pleasure can be for women, and it highlights the importance of communication between partners, whether you need external stimulation or not. The most important thing is to explore, communicate, and respect each other's needs when it comes to reaching orgasm. We also need to consider how stimulation works. Women's orgasms can be intensified with the right kind of touch, and many women achieve their peak by combining clitoral stimulation with other forms of intimacy like vaginal penetration or even different positions. One key to maximizing pleasure is to slow down. Taking your time and being present during the experience can help both partners fully enjoy and experience everything intimacy has to offer. Lastly, I want to share a powerful secret with you that's often overlooked: sex toys. Yes, those devices you might think are only for adventurous couples actually play a huge role in enhancing intimacy. Research shows that women who regularly use sex toys report having higher sexual desire, more frequent orgasms, and fewer sexual issues overall. But more than just physical pleasure, sex toys can also help build confidence in a relationship. They offer a safe and private way for women to explore their bodies and desires, and when shared with a partner, they can deepen the connection and foster a greater sense of intimacy. So to wrap it all up, whether it's communication, exploration, or even vibrators, understanding the nuances of intimacy can truly transform your relationship. These insights are just the beginning, but they can help you and your partner build a deeper emotional and physical bond. If you've been following along and are enjoying this video, drop a 5 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. And if you found this information helpful, please give it a thumbs up to support our channel. Thanks for sticking with me, and I hope these insights will help you create a more fulfilling, joyful, and intimate connection with your partner.